Okay, this is my Ammoconda Dome. A quest for the buns hun. We need to press B1 to start, so... Okay, so we need to press B1 to start. B1 is right here. We click it to start. Notice the orientation of all the different items around me, because later we're going to demonstrate the random initialization process. So right here we can show that the snake moves properly by moving south, well, north, east, south, and west. So now I'm going to reset the game to show how randomization occurs. Basically, it gets what time you press the button since the start of the program and generates a random seed using that. So now all the pieces are different, and it's actually generated a little bit more randomly. So now there's a lot down here, this formation, and yeah, that's how randomization occurs, as well as how the accelerometer is controlled. Here's a game over screen. My snake is moving upwards up to this top wall. It crashes into it. Game over. Try again. Well, you can't really press a button to try again, but you can press the reset button to like start the whole game over. But yeah, that's a game over screen. So now we're gonna go to the corners of the map. The map is indeed gonna be 50 by 50. I kept it minimum, but should work like that. Though there is a wall right here, that's why the XY coordinate says 48.9 right here, because, well, there's actually a line of walls that is put on the perimeter of the entire map. And over here, we're gonna go down. Careful. Okay, down here, coordinate 48.48. The next one to the southeast coordinate should be 49.49, showing that it is a 50 by 50 map. Okay, that's all. So here's the snake eating a goodie and growing longer. Ooh. It gets the buns and it grows longer because of it. It's hungry for more buns. So now it's a length of 5, 6, and then 7. Each one gives 2 points. Each goodie gives 2 points. Also right here, we can demonstrate a little piece called armor. When you collect armor, you gain armor that is added to your HP. Your HP is your hit points. The armor prevents you from dying for a second. Let's see if I can collect some more armor. So now, if I try to crash into this wall, I have like a few milliseconds before I can react. So watch my HP go down gradually instead of instantaneously. Okay. So here we have a plant. It's a little green pixel to the right of my snake. When I collect it, I gain 1 little point of poison. The first point of poison actually makes it more difficult for you to control your snake. The snake becomes a lot harder to stop, and it's much more sensitive to control now. Once you get your second, it actually speeds up the game by a little bit. And now, your snake no longer has the ability to stop. If things are getting too difficult to you, you can always press B3, which is the pause button at any time. So, zoom out. So press B3, pet B3, B3 pauses the game so that it will no longer move and you can have time to think and that sort of stuff. But once you press B3 again, you will resume the game. Let me move over to here. Actually, you see... Okay, actually, no, I'll just stop here. So, here's some fire. The fire is a red block with a little swirly orange thing in the middle. What happens when you touch fire, when you accidentally eat fire, is that your armor will be cut in half. So notice how previously I had 10 HP, now I have 5 HP. If I eat this one up here, now I have 3 HP. Technically, armor is going to be 1 more than HP at all times. So because I had 4 armor previously, it got cut down to 2 armor. And now I have 3 HP. Right here is a little sprite. It's a sprite of a stairway. It's a stairway downwards to the underworld, a different world, where we can find a little dungeon. So I'm gonna go inside. And then now, you can see that we're in a different world, and there's this wall of fire that's in the way. If we go through this wall of fire, now I have an HP of 1. Whew, very close. But now we can go back to the stairwell of the previous world. And let me just navigate to it. And boom, we teleported back. The thing about fire is that if you have no armor, in this case I have no armor because my HP is 1, and armor is always going to be 1 less than your HP. If you have no armor, then I missed it. If you have no armor, then the second you touch fire, you die. So if you find the game a little bit too difficult, you can go enter God mode. God mode is going to be the first comma right here, as well as P going to be the stacks of poison you have, and A going to be the amount of ammo you have, which we're going to go over later. But God mode is essentially just invincibility. You enable it by pressing B2, I'm pretty sure. You don't want to hold it down for too long because it is like a single frame. But now, you see, now my God mode has been changed to 1, and now technically my snake is invincible, so I can go through all objects. But my snake will keep track of all locations of what happens. So this is like a little play test testing area. If your HP does go down to 0, you will still not die. But allows you to sort of test out different mechanics. So, for example, if you're about to crash into the wall, you can always just eat through the wall instead, and it's basically just no clip. You're clipping through the wall. Of course, it does replace those things, but in essence, you can move anywhere you want to without any damage. Also, notice that the snake, let's zoom in to here, very close. Notice that the snake, whenever moving in different directions, will always face toward the direction. Like whenever you face east, it has a red tongue that sticks out toward the east, of course, and also its eyes go to the east. It also has a little hat. Whenever it faces north, the mouth sticks north, then west is going to be the opposite of east, and then whenever it goes Yeah, whenever it goes north, it technically you only see the back of the snake's head. And south, you see the front of the snake's head. Okay, that's so right here in the northwest of me, there is a little icon that looks like a tiny little bullet and or missile. The snake in this game is called My Ammoconda Don't, and we play as the Ammoconda. Ammoconda has the ability to shoot out of its tail, shoot bullets. So right here, what we have here is ammunition for its tail gun. So let's go ahead and collect that ammunition. So now I've collected ammunition. This ammunition buff gives us a one-time use to increase our score dramatically. And the way we increase our score is by finding a debuff item and shooting a bullet at it. For example, right here we have the fire. And this fire is harmful if we touch it, right? But we can't just let it exist on its own. We have to extinguish it with our gun. Oh crap, I missed. Let's extinguish this fire. Oh man. Let's extinguish this fire instead. So now we have to move our snake around so that the barrel end points at the fire. Let's give a little bit more space. Actually, so now the barrel end is pointing at the fire. Now we press the shoot button, which is B1. Now there's an animation that plays, and if you notice, by eliminating that fire with the bullet, my ammo went down, so I've lost some ammunition, but my score increased dramatically by 10 just for shooting a single bullet. The cool thing about the bullet, it has a incredibly cool animation. So if I just go over, make my tail longer and stuff like that. The cool thing about the bullet is that the animation only plays if the bullet trail that is being left behind is inside the vicinity of the map itself. So a cool thing is that if your tail is off screen, so we're gonna go ahead and go straight for a bit and then turn around. If your tail is off screen, that doesn't really matter too much because it's still gonna shoot in that direction. So we're gonna shoot and it's gonna play a little bullet flying animation. Boo, yoo. And it's gonna hit whatever it hits. I have no idea what I hit there, but I could have hit that fire there, honestly. But if the bullet never hits anything, it will probably just hit the perimeter on the outside.